So, and Jimmy, I think it's your time. So firstly, do you have a for Camino Finance? And then you can start your own speech.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon, for the introduction about criminal finance. I agree with most of the parts, especially about the concentrated liquidity AMM, and also how to build on top of it to increase and improve the capital efficiency and to help to manage the liquidity and more fees for the LPs. Actually, for iZUMi, we are doing similar things on EVM compatible chains, but we do it in a different way. Yeah. So shall I start my part, or uh, or I need to wait for more time for wait for you for your time? Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So you can start your speech now. Yeah. I missed your words. You can
Okay.
start your.
I hope my connection is good, and glad to be here. I'm Jimmy,
Great.
the co-founder of iZUMi Finance, and happy to be here to introduce a little bit more about iZUMi Finance, especially our new DEX Easy Swap. Actually, after we have learned something about from the concentrated liquidity AMM from Brandon, I'm very happy to be here to share more ideas about our DLMM, that is the discretized liquidity MM, which is a bit of different from Uniswap Visway or other used the concentrated liquidity MM. So what is the DLMM and how could we build it to build the first AMM-driven order book DEX on EVM compatible chains? Here are some details. Okay, give me 1 second. First, I will introduce a little bit about our math behind, and also some basic ideas about how do we design the order book together with AMM, that is the DLMM. So we want to build the next level Binance in Web3 decentralized way to combine the order book together with the AMM, that is have the user experience from the you could trade like trading the Binance, but also trade like in the Uniswap in the same time. And all of them will, all the liquidity are existing on chain, very safely kept, and also to get a shared liquidity for each trading pair to get the liquidity providers very profitable and efficient. So the basic idea of it, if the first part is to combine the order book and the AMM together. So we design a peer-to-pool order book model. That is in traditional ways, especially when you trade on an EVM compatible chains, the gas fee is not cheap. So in that case, actually, if you trade in a traditional order book model, when you swap or when you want to buy or sell some tokens, your order will be matched with other individual tokens, which includes the ranking and the matching. This kind of the very gets confusing process. But we redesign it into a peer-to-pool model, just like the AMM. That means you don't need to trade with other individual orders. Instead, you trade with a pool together. So that helps to save a lot of gas. And meantime, we also use AMM model for market makers to save gas when they want to trade on the order book DEX on chain. So this means instead of putting a lot of orders on the book and withdrawing it to do the dynamic rebalancing of the market making, the market makers would also use the DRM method to use the to put the liquidity into a price range to provide liquidity. So that only costs a one-time gas fee instead of adding and withdrawing liquidity all the time. So so by introducing the peer-to-pool model and DRMM, actually EasySwap could combine the advantages from the order book and also the AMM model together. So this could provide very similar user experience to the 95% of the crypto guys who just trade on the centralized exchange. But meantime, to make all the process decentralized and transparent on the chain. So by doing this, we could create something very, very cool. And the basic math function is a little bit different. Actually, we all know that from the traditional Uniswap V3 model, actually they use part of the x times y equals k curve. It is continuous and concentrated liquidity. But what we did is in a decentralized way, in a discretized liquidity way. So that's how we could make it. So let's take the blue line. This is the x times y equals k model, and the x and y token will follow the curve like in the blue line. But what we did for the iZUMi with our DLMM model, we cut the liquidity into certain price tick. That means the liquidity will not exist in a continuous way in a price range. Instead, it will exist only in certain price tick. So on every price tick, the x and y reserve will follow a linear function. That it is what you could see in the orange line. And with infinite connected line segment, this is the curve of our iZUMi. And from the another view that you could see that it is something similar like the order book. You could put your limit orders on every price tick, and meantime you could provide your market maker liquidity into certain price range, covering certain price ticks to provide a double-sided automatic market making liquidity to earn the fees and provide liquidity for the trading pair. So you could think like iZUMi is the combination, a well-designed combination from the concentrated liquidity that is the Uniswap V3, and together with the order book model. So this is how we design it. And by debuilding it on the BNB chain first, it has already been half a year very safely and fluently running. And we also upgraded it into a multiple version and to make it to be debuted on different chains. So for now, we have make it on the BNB chain, Aurora, Arbitrum, Polygon, Chronos, and etc. And also we partnership with the biggest DEX on the near, Finance, who made their first makes their V2 model, and which is the DLMM model. We make the Rust language version and working together with the Finance team to help to upgrade their traditional Uniswap V2 like DEX into the DLMM DEX. So by doing this, the best part of it is that you could trade with the swap and you could also trade with the limit orders. Actually, like you could see, like in the iZUMi Pro version, it will looks very similar like the Binance or other centralized exchange. You could put your market orders, you could get the limit orders, you could buy or sell the token at the exact price you want to sell. So there will be no slippage and no front run. Meanwhile, the liquidity behind it is provided by the limit orders market maker and together with the AMM. So the AMM and order book, they will share the same liquidity, just like what you could see in this picture. The same liquidity will be existing in one pool. So in that case, so here's the order book liquidity, limit order liquidity in blue one, and the AMM liquidity, the LP liquidity in the orange one. So all the liquidity will be compressed into one pool of different price tick. So whenever some people wants to trade some tokens, it will get across different price tick. It will fulfill the limit orders first, and then with the discretized liquidity provided by the AMM. So AMM liquidity and the order book liquidity could both help to save the slippage and also to help to provide better price for the people who want to trade. So in a brief summary, you could think about the iZUMi is a combination between the AMM and order book, the Uniswap V3, and the traditional order book like Binance model. So some of the main benefits about it is like compared with the AMM DEX like Uniswap. there will be no slippage and no front run when you're putting your limit orders, just like what you did on the Binance or other centralized order book DEX. So this could help to attract a lot of trading volumes and traders on the chain, especially when the trading fee getting much lower. And there will be also, to compare with the like some FTX or other like the bankrupt CEX, is fully on chain very safely and transparently. So all the money will kept in the pool or in your pocket, and there will be no way to be custodian by third party. So it will be quite safe and transparent, and you don't need to do something like proof of reserve or other things, because all the things and data are transparently on the chain. And we are also looking forward to get more unique features like DID and the gas list trading. So there will be more features on the way. And by debuting the EasySwap or the DLMM on the multi-chains, we help to our plan is to help those EVM compatible chains and also like the near to upgrade their trading infrastructure from the traditional AMM to the order book plus AMM model, which could help them to onboard like millions of new users who are used to centralized exchange user experience, but who also wants to get the safety and transparency of the decentralized one. To get them on board together with the public chain and the wallet, the DEX and the chain together, we could build something better with better user experience and betting rewards for the users than the centralized exchange. I think this is the future, especially the near future of DeFi, and how could we take over the liquidity dominance from the centralized one to the decentralized one. Yes, this is some basic introduction about iZUMi. Actually, iZUMi is a multi-chain liquidity service platform. We provide not only the DEX, we also provide like the farming protocols built on top of the high capital efficiency DEX like EasySwap, our DEX, and Uniswap. And you could do the liquid mining by staking the LP token, that is the NFT here, and earn rewards. This could help those guys who don't have the professional skills to earn the trading fees, as well as the incentive tokens to get it. This also shows the composability of the DeFi and how we could improve the efficiency of that. Yes. So by building it, you could trade on it with the you could trade on the EasySwap, like the swap order and the limit orders, and also you could also to use it like in the pro version, like the order book model for professional market makers or traders, and also for some people who want to add liquidity, you could choosing several token and to add it into like certain price range. So it will be similar like the user experience like the Uniswap or other concentrated liquidity ones. And this could also help to save tens of gas of the market makers for the ones who wants to make it on the chain. Yes, there's some basic introduction, and we are running about several tens of millions TVL and with millions of trading volumes every day. I think though we don't do a very aggressive marketing campaign to give a lot of incentives, but I think the product will talk. We just launched our Disrupt Pro version this week, and I hope the guys who wants to have a try the order book on the EVM compatible chains, especially could have a try and to see how it worked for you. And very happy to get all the suggestions and also the ideas from the community. Yes, there's some basic introduction about iZUMi and also our newly released EasySwap Pro. And let me stop here. And Bo, is there any questions from you or from Bowen? Yeah, very happy to hear that. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you feeling now, Bowen? Yeah. Hello, Bowen.
Sorry, can you hear me? Actually.
Yeah. It's clear now. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
So, well, Pancake is kind of like the default place where people see. So how do you see this competitive landscape between iZUMi's future?
Yeah, you mean the landscape on BNB chain?
Yes, on BSC.
Yeah, I think that's a very promising part for us, and also a little bit headache for us. You know that the first mover has great advantages, especially on the something like the BNB chain, because for example, PancakeSwap is the second largest DEX on spot DEX in the DeFi world, and it has most of the active daily users, and many users who wants to trade, wants to swap, and wants to get some quick money will build a pool on it and also to trade on it. So this helps to this. They already has a very large user base, and is, to be honest, I think by giving out incentives or do something like the vampire attack like Sushi did to the uni, is not a good way, especially in the nowadays or in today's market condition. So, but I think it's also a promising part for us because they already got a lot of user base. And what we did is about the assets and the liquidity. As you could see in the iZUMi and iZUMi's pool, we onboard a lot of promising Web3 applications and especially some GameFis and SocialFis. For this part of the protocols, they have very long-term planning for their protocols, and they don't want to give out incentives just like some protocols did on the PancakeSwap. They just get a pool, giving out incentives, get liquidity, and rag pool. Instead, this kind of the protocols who are very cared about the capital efficiency and care about how to make the better market making plan to keep the balance between the traders and the LPs. So they will build on the iZUMi, like the ERE7, like the Tiny Wall, some of the largest GameFis on BNB chain, like ER7, they move from the Pancake to iZUMi. And also something like the Gritty, which is another something like the Web2 startup who are building the running club. They want to bring their millions of users on the chain. So they build a pool just with $200K TVL, but providing very good trading tips for their Web3 app to the millions of users. For now, they get like 10K monthly active users, real active users, who wants to trade. So by doing that, actually, I think iZUMi has a very obvious advantages towards other V2 like DEX. That is the capital efficiency and also the flexible trading model like the limit order and order book. So for Gritty and the ERE7 case, we onboard like 20 kind of these projects onto iZUMi, and we help them to design better liquidity management plan with very little financial burden, but providing very good dips and earn enough trading fees to cover their impermanent loss and their capital burden of their liquidity. So this will be a healthy and lasting model for them to build a pool. Yeah, so our strategy in the landscape, especially on the BSC, because we are not the first mover, so we are hitting the pain point of the capital efficiency and also the unique limit order and the order book trading experience for the users to onboard the unique assets and to grow together with the assets. So we are not chasing the TVL for the moment because Pancake is very big and also I think it's not competitive to just use the incentives to let them to move. It's not. I think it's not a smart choice. Instead, we grow with the promising assets. But we're also designing some like on-chain financial products, which could only be done with our DLMM model, like something like the sell put or cover call, this kind of the on-chain financial product, by providing liquidity in certain price range together with the limit orders to do the rebalance. So by doing that, we could use the spot market trading volume to give the very appealing real yields APR, like 20% APR for the USDT holders who wants to trade with the like the sell put strategy. So we could use it kind of the well-designed financial product to attract the liquidity, maybe to add more liquidity into EasySwap, or to move from the PancakeSwap and other V2 DEX into EasySwap, because their incentives will also be it's not so not quite lasting. Only the incentives could not let the LP stay forever. Only the capital efficiency and the better experience could. Yeah, so this is some thoughts in my mind. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, so I think iZUMi idea is very great. So I'd like to make some summarize. From my understanding, the first point I like iZUMi Finance is when let's imagine the pricing power, the token pricing power from CX to DX, what happened. I think the most important solution for project that we can get rid of the contract with the market maker. In the last cycle, when a project token he want to go to listing to CX, and before listing he should find a market maker and sign an agreement, and he should pay the agreement, and maybe there will be other fee from the market maker, and that really disturbs most of project, including my previous project. So if the token pricing power go to the DEX, for the market maker part, it will be more simple, right? And they can manage their liquidity on DEX, and he can manage it by himself, not rely on a professional market maker with a high fee and a high requirement of the contract. So I think that's the first thing we can see. Of course, the pricing power will go to DEX one day. Yeah, we have gone through many things, and so that's the first point I like iZUMi Finance, what you are building now. Yeah. Okay. And secondly, because I have reviewed iZUMi's work paper. The genius idea is like you try to rotate 90 degree of the Uniswap V3 discrete liquidity, right? And so when you rotate 90 degree, it will be like it will be like order book. Yeah, I think that's a genius idea. When you rotate 90 degree, the universal liquidity curve. Yeah. Okay. So the question from me is when the traders when he traded one token, he may the liquidity you will combine the order book and also the AMM liquidity, right? So I want to know the order. What's the order what's the order of the liquidity source? So when first, or do you have any formula to define the order of the liquidity source?
Yeah, thanks, Bo, for your endorsement. And actually, for this question, I think it's very important because firstly, we want to use the limited gas fee to conduct all the computation and storage on the chain. So this is to keep the 100% composability and also to make it easy access for all the wallets and also aggregators to swap in one transaction. So there will be no deposit and withdrawal process, and all will be happen on layer one. So that makes it's very difficult if you trade with somebody wants to trade with one order. If use the traditional order book design, you need to rank the order and trade with them like you want to sell some tokens, right? You want to trade with you need to rank it from the highest to the lowest, and to try like whether this order will be fulfilled by the first order, the second order, the third order, and every order is different, maybe to be marked with an NFT. So, but doing that, it will cost a lot of gas fee because ranking is very gas inefficient on the chain. So we do it by aggregate all the price tick, like 5% put the limit orders on like to buy the Ethereum at 1,200. These 5 orders actually we will combine them into one to aggregate into one price tick. That is, I will discretitize the liquidity on this price tick. This means these 5 orders will be in in the AMM pool in this price tick. And when the order trade with it, actually it was trading with its 5 orders together within the same time. So if we use it's something like the pro rata trading matching mechanism introduced by the CME. So, but in our version, we let the users to trade with one pool instead of trade with every order. So this could help to save a lot of gas fee. And like these 5 orders into one pool, when like people wants to sell the Ethereum, when they trade with these 5 orders and fulfill these 5 orders, it will go to the next price tick. And that is how you could see, like in the curve, it is very infinite line segments. So it will go with one line segment and go to another line segment until it gets the desired amount or to use up the Ethereum they want to sell. So this is very important from order to order trading model into order to pool trading model, or we call peer to pool trading model, instead of peer to peer order to order trading model. So this is very important, I think, design for the discretized liquidity. So we could make it to use very, very little gas fee to trade it on chain. So no matter how much token you want to sell, you don't need to match with a lot of orders, and you don't need to worry about gas fee. And sometimes we're working with Near and Aurora, we will use the gasless trading experience. That means the users, you just need to sign the signature. You don't need to even to pay the gas fee. We could pay because it's very low. We know that we use a lot of time to optimize this part. Yeah. So in one view, I think in one word, I think the user experience will be similar like in the order book centralized level, but behind it is fully on chain and to use the peer to pool model to save the gas fee. So this is the secret of doing that.
Yeah, got it. So the mentioning will be you combine the order book liquidity in a one pool, right?
Yes.
In the traditional sex, and there will be several orders, and you just combine one order and go it into one pool. When a user he trades something, if this order pool, combined with orders, if their price will be better, and then you will go to this router and to swap from this order book pool, right?
Yes. The order book pool and the AMM pool, they are together, and they are built into a shared liquidity model. The only difference between it is that one is the limit order, like that is single way. That means when the price goes across it, as goes back, your order will be filled, and you will not be traded back. And for the liquidity model, the liquidity orders actually will, just like the AMM, when the price goes lower, you are buying. When the price goes higher, you're selling. So it's double side liquidity. So the only difference between the order book liquidity and the AMM liquidity is whether it's one side, you could buy low, sell high, or it's the double side, you are providing AMM all the time. But we found a way to peer to pool way to build this to compress these two kind of the liquidity into one pool. So this is how we could save the gas and make the best price for the traders.
Okay, yeah. And another tough question, yeah, is also related to mathematics. And so, but before my acting, I'd like to share my screen. Okay. Screen now?
Yes, I could see.
Yeah, okay. So when I try to evaluate different AMM, I will use 3 indicators. Size and slippage function, rate utilization function, like we make a trading volume derived by TVL, is we try to improve the capital rate utilization, just as iZUMi fans do. And also there the most complex indicator is the impairment loss. Yeah, and also just as Hayden Adams said, there's no single right way to provide liquidity. So my question is about what's your definition of iZUMi's impairment loss? Because you mentioned that and the ARP on iZUMi Finance, their APR can go to 20%, even 30%. So what's your definition of the impairment loss? Let me introduce a bit about the impairment loss definition. Because we know the AMM function is a convex function, so we can derive that the impairment loss will always be smaller than 0. So that means if no fee compensation, the all liquidity providers will got loss. And we just use the Uniswap v2 and to derive the impairment loss function details. And we define a price movement K. That means when P go to P prime and it equal P times K. So for the K is just a price movement, and we got such a function. ILK equal 2 multiply root K divided by K plus 1 and minus 1. So this is a function of price movement, and we can make a picture. So the K means the price movement. No matter what you go up or go down, there will be below, it always be below 0 if no fee compensation, right? And so that's the basic graph of impairment picture. So we know Uniswap v2 they introduce a low is a fee, is a trading fee, is a fee potential to LP. So when he introduced the low, is 0.3%, and we can see the IIR curve are above 0, right? But the price range is really small. It's about four times low. So only in 4 times low, and the IIR could be above 0. That means only in this price range, in such small price range, can the liquidity providers can get return, can get some gains. So my question is that what's your definition of the liquidity providers? What's their impairment loss? How does they can move this curve above 0? Yeah, and expand their gains. And so that's my question.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thanks for Bo. And I think for the impairment loss is a headache for all the LPs. So for our part, I think the definition about the impairment loss is the same. That is to compare the results of whether you're providing liquidity towards like you hold 2 kinds of the token until the price change, and to see whether you get some impermanent loss at that time. So actually, I could share about my screen, and you could see. So as you could see, that this is the impairment loss by iZUMi. Actually, it's quite similar like the Uniswap v3. And when the price is at the same time, there will be no impairment loss. And the price goes lower or upper, there will be impairment loss and to different rate. And you could also to calculate from our mathematics to get the impairment loss function. I think if you it will be very similar to the Uniswap v3, because to be honest, our function is to cut the continuous liquidity into discretized one. So the Uniswap v3 curve is here, and what we did is just one infinite line segments connected. So there will be difference between Uniswap v3. Actually, by LP providing liquidity in iZUMi, it will be quite similar. Yeah. So, but for the fees, actually, we are very, I think we are more generous than Uniswap. First, there will be trading fees, and together there will be liquidity money rewards. Third, that because we add a limit order model, so the limit orders, the traders, when they trade with the order book part, some part of the trading fees will be in like terms of incentives to go to the liquidity providers. This has already been done in the near biggest DEX, right? Finance V2, which we built together. So this could give more fees to the LPs. So it's very efficient one. Yeah. So the impermanence is nearly the same, but for the gains for the LP, they could get token incentives, they could get additional fees. So though this one compared with the Uniswap V3 is very small, but I think it still was a try for the liquidity providers. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, got it. So your impermanent loss is similar to Uni V3.
Yeah, it's very
Okay.
similar.
So I think when you say the LP APR go to 20 or 30%, maybe we can't make sure it go to such APR, right? They will be an up or down or even go to below zero, right? Is it possible go to zero? You using
Actually,
iZUMi fan?
yeah, actually for the fees, it will always be positive. Whenever there will be
Yeah.
trading, you will get the fees. But together,
Okay.
with a combined consideration about of the impermanence, sometimes, most cases, the LPs wins because you are trading with retail users. But sometimes, when the price goes into single direction, like Uniswap V3, if you do the rebalance, you will get some loss. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, and the last question is will be more in real. For example, if I am a project, right? I'm a project party, and I don't want to list six, or I don't want to pay any fee to a market maker because they are a high requirement and the fees. And now I just want to manage liquidity by myself, but it's different from Uni V2 because in Uni V2 we know we just use LP mining. It didn't work in the next cycle. It doesn't work in the next cycle because we know in Uni V2 LP mining there are many users. They will lose their money. Yeah, so they will lose their money. And back to my own scenario, I want to list my token on DEX or SEX, and I don't want to pay any fee to a market maker. And also, I think the UniV2 ARP mining mechanism didn't work anymore. So what choice can I have? And how can I manage my liquidity by myself? And how can I attract my users? And how can I serve my users trading? So that's it's a realistic question. Maybe it's a future question. And in the next bar cycle, I may need such service to manage my liquidity and to serve my own users.
Yes, I think it's very uh, uh, a very easy to happen scenarios in the next cycle. Like you could see, like for our DEX well designed, our first priority is the assets. Like Bowen's question, we want to grow with the promising assets. So for project, for us, is totally free listing and non-custodian, non-censorship. You just add your token and you could get your pool. And also for you could have two things. You could let the users swap. You could also let the users trade in a centralized order book experience and without paying anything to the market makers, because we provide automatic market making tools for you, because our DEX is the order book plus the AMM. So users could get the experience like the DEX, but actually for the projects or from the market maker side, there's nothing you need to do. If you and very high capital efficiency way to provide AMM into certain price range to provide the liquidity. And users, when they trade on the order book, they will directly to trade with the AMM liquidity because they are shared, just like what I just introduced. So it will be a win-win solution for projects and also the users, because like in the V2 model, especially in DeFi Summer, you're giving a lot of the incentives, you attract a lot of liquidity providers, but they are farm and dump. and it will become a who ran first game, like who just farm and dump. Who, if you don't dump, you will get hurt by other dumpers. So it's not lasting and it's not sustainable. But we see the lasting view of the Uniswap V3 because there's actually in the beginning there's no liquid money, but still a lot of liquid providers come because of the high capital efficiency and flexible price range selection. So what we add on this feature is we also provide the limit order trading, that is the order book model, together with the AMM to do that. So it could create more fees to LPs. So if if you're a project owner, you want to run it in a long way, and you want to list in any of the EVM compatible chains, you could choose iZUMi. We could help you to provide free listing, automatic market making, so you pay nothing. In the meantime, we also have our incentive campaign, which could help to provide some incentive tokens from our treasury to help you to bootstrap your liquidity in the beginning, like the joint liquid mining campaign, by lighting the communities to staking liquidity into a farming protocol and giving out incentives. But this will be much easier and also useful than the traditional V2 model, because in V2 model you give a lot of incentives, but the liquidity you get is very inefficient. But we could just give incentives to certain price range, so this could get the precise liquidity you want and save a lot of budget, at least 80% of the budget. But you could also not choose that. But if you choose, we will also provide additional rewards, and you could, for the project's view, you also could just incentivize certain price range instead of the whole pool. So this could help to save a lot of budget. So we want to provide a holistic one-stop liquidity service for the tokens who wants to be listed on the chain. Actually, we have served over 30 protocols, including BitDAO, the biggest DAO, and also like the Wu network, a very professional on-chain and off-chain market makers, and many other like the GameFi protocols, like the ERA7, Tap Fantasy, like the Tiny World, and we help them to manage it and to bootstrap their liquidity in a lasting way. So this is the goal, what we want to build. And like you said, if you want to running a very like running a project and wants to issue a token, iZUMi will be your free choice and with additional rewards. Yeah, and very high capital efficiency.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah. And your question or a normal demand from project is that how can we influence or dictate our token price using your liquidity management tools? How can I influence my price? Yeah, so because why we choose a market maker, because he can help us to influence the token price, right? So how can we use the
But I
tool
think in the next cycle, we see that like the Alameda, they could use their buying power to influence the model. But actually, when it collapses, a lot of projects also get hurt. Not only your market making your token, but also your market making fund are getting lost. So I think it's weight in the beginning, but very tough in the ending. So what we want to build is a standardized industrial level standardized liquidity, which is very new, and to provide liquidity for your efficient and lasting way. But from the price movement, whether up or down, it depends on the market and the community, and it's different. So for the market makers, AMM level or the next cycle, I think transparent market makers level, they just provide a service and not influence the price. I think that will be some basic consensus for MM and projects. If some MM told you that they could help to pump your token, believe that they will dump it someday. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, understood. Yeah, I believe there, yeah, it will be the next mainstream in the next cycle. Because in the last cycle, I know a really interesting project. It's called Marriage Circle. It's a geared project, and their main liquidity will be on on the unit V2 and V3, and their liquidity is about, I think is about $1 billion in the DEX. Yeah, and it goes to top 10, just behind the ETH, USDT, liquidity the token pairs. So that's that cycle since the merge circles, the merge circle, their main liquidity and all their price is transparent. Yeah. So I think it will go on. The trend will go on. The price is transparent. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for your speech. It's really wonderful speech, and I learned a lot from your project. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for your invitation.
Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. I think that's all. Bye bye.